Morning. So I'm like sitting on the couch, and like the last couple of days, they've been talking about like the first thing I turned on. I don't know like who takes over, and they're like talking about this wife like poisoning her husband with like fentanyl and stuff like that. And I feel like it was like a double meaning of like when I went to the Asadova case. And I'm just like, if anything, I'm married to Dave, not a random police officer. And then they're like talking about how like she became like a black widow. And I'm just like, I remember that day when they told me that Patrick passed away, even though Patrick was still alive, like his body. And then they read into what being a black widow means, because black widow is a spider, not somebody that was married and lost a loved one. And then black widows are like the most poisonous spider out there. And then they eat their mate. And so they decided to turn me evil through the TV and stuff like that. And that was like one back when I was like trying to like find a lawyer and nobody wanted to help me and stuff like that. And just afterwards they said like, I don't know, after like a commercial break and stuff, they started talking about like OpenAI AI and how they're getting sued by the dictionary for copying and stuff like that. And I remember that too. That was like after I was like getting over the like when I was transitioning from space, because I couldn't explain how like somebody needs boundaries, like if you're trapped in a corner and somebody's like attacking you, you can't like leave. You tell them to go away, and if they can't comprehend that, you start talking about space. And so I started getting into space just because I needed to teach people boundaries, and I was like transitioning from space to politics, because after you tell them to go away, call the cops if they don't listen, so that's where I was at. And I find it interesting in how black widows if you lose your significant other, you become a black widow. Like, why do we always have to be bad people? Like, why does it always have to be dark? Like, I don't get it. What's the background of a black widow when your like significant other or your lover passes away?